Good evening, it's Natalie Zangon, Raw and Real, also known as Mother Goose, in my favorite space, my personal office. So today I wanted to do a video on anger, the feeling of anger, the emotional anger, and understanding rage and anger, and um, what do we do with it, and is anger bad for you, and all of that. So one thing we need to know is that anger is a very natural emotional reaction that we feel when we feel threatened. Number two, anger is a secondary emotion. What that means is that anger is a cover up of something that's happening deeper, which is usually feeling of inferior, feeling insecure, sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness. So when these feelings comes up and we feel very small and intimidated, what we show is the anger. It's almost like the shadow that you see of yourself when you're walking during the daylight. You're not as tall as the shadow, but the sun reflects on you and the shadow looks bigger. So the anger is a cover up of what we're deeply feeling. Third part, anger, when we feel angry, usually it's an acting out of a certain trauma memory that it brought back for us. So we go into anger to protect ourselves from something that happened to us when we were younger, whenever or something that might have taken place. When we go into anger, our body's nervous system, the amygdala, gets activated and pumps adrenaline and cortisol. So our body goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode. Some people fight, yell, and scream. Some people freeze. They just can't. They just can't react. Some people fight, flight, and freeze. So some people try to escape, to run away, either like become workaholic, obsessive cleaners, obsessive shoppers, obsessive distraction. They flight, they run away from it, and the ones that freeze just stay in the moment. So it's essential to know that anger is a natural emotional feeling, and we need to learn to become comfortable with experiencing it, naming it, owning it, seeing where it is in our body, and in a healthy way, releasing it. So when you feel yourself getting worked up, like your nervous system is rushing those energies, your mouth drying up, sweating, um, you feel like you're not breathing as fast. So first you want to be in the moment of the Hineni. So I always tell people meditate on the fact when God appeared to Moshe as a burning bush. So when you get angry, meditate on the burning bush. Tell yourself, let's take a moment and see what happened. The burning bush, the person, whoever it is that's like kind of like going at it and stuff, take a moment, separate yourself from that person and see what it's bringing up in you. So Moshe removed his shoes to see what God wants to tell him. So take a moment and see, what is this message telling you? So acknowledge it, separate yourself from what's happening, and then see where you're feeling the anger. Is it in your throat, in your chest, in your hand, wherever it is? Take a moment, acknowledge it, notice it, feel it, be with it, take a moment and understand it. And that itself is what's going to help you to release it instead of fighting it. Deep breathing helps, breathing through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Journaling, writing about what's bothering you helps. Taking a walk, releasing the energy. Hitting, punching, getting aggressive just makes matters worse because it gets your nervous system to get even worked up more. So the cortisol and adrenaline just goes higher up. Yale University, a lot of other researchers have shown that that is not an effective way to deal with anger. What you want to do is the opposite, to get the parasympathetic nervous system working. So you need to work with your body to slow down and be in the moment, especially when your children are having tantrum. You want to take a moment and say, I'm noticing you're feeling angry. You're feeling upset. What's going on? Let's take a moment. Let's sit with it. Do you want mommy to give you a hug? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want a cup of water? You sit with them and you say, next to mommy, you can feel your anger, but you can't hurt yourself. You can't hurt me, but we could sit together and feel your feelings. And whenever you're ready, you can talk to me about it and tell me what's bothering you. Because emotion of anger, it's what helps us to protect us. It's what we do with the anger. And when we think we have a right to take it out on other people, that becomes the problem. Anger is a form of protection. It's a secondary emotion. So make sure to pay attention to what's under it. This is Natalie Zangon. Thank you for watching.